That's Adele. And if you want a chance at winning tickets to Weekends with Adele over at Caesar's Palace, along with a 2-night staycation, make sure you are listening in the 9 o'clock hour this morning. We're going to give you a secret code word. Then you go to our website at mix941.fm and you enter that code word, and you're going to be in the running to win that staycation. The show is absolutely amazing. You were going to love it. So make sure you're listening in the 9 o'clock
I
hour.
put a lot of stock in your review of concerts, and you had nothing but great things to say about that show.
It's just from beginning to end. And it starts out slow. And she even says that in the show. Like, I wanted this to start out slow. And then by the end, her exit is insane.
Oh,
The way she exits, you might have seen it on social media. I hadn't seen it.
Uh-huh.
And when I was there and I saw, I was like, what just happened? It was so cool.
9:20. You want to be here? Then that sounds awesome. Do you have a friend that is a really good friend? But they also happen to have a side little perk that's pretty nice as well. And when it comes down to it, friendship is above anything. But maybe that friend just has a little perk that comes along with it. And I was thinking about this last night because I got a message on Facebook from a buddy of mine who just commented on a picture. And I haven't spoken to him in a long time, which is a great picture. It's a simple thing. But I was thinking back to when we used to hang out a lot, and this was in college, and he was a fraternity brother of mine, and his name was Ryan Yee. His nickname was Tiny. And I remember becoming friends with him and hanging out and doing some things. And he said to me one day, he said, "Hey, do you want to go to Aloha Teriyaki for lunch?" I'm like, dude, I got no money. I'm a poor college kid. Let's go. Don't worry. My parents own it. Like, wait, what? Parents own Aloha Teriyaki? It was in the fashion show mall in the food court. And so the perk of being Tiny's friend is he would take you to lunch all the time, and his parents were awesome, and you never had to pay for lunch.
That's quite a perk, especially when you're poor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, having someone that can just take you to eat free food whenever you want, that's pretty impressive.
And it was and his parents were so sweet. And we always offer to pay, like, oh, let me pay for it. Like, no, your money's no good here. Eat up, you guys. It's like, oh my gosh, what a score. Well, awesome friend. The little perk was that his parents own a little restaurant here in town that we could eat for free.
Who's the friend that has the perk for you? And what is the perk? 702-364-9400. Or maybe you're that friend. Does it get annoying when you have the perks where people use you for your perks and you feel like you're just their friend because you give them a perk? I try not to use any perks from my friends, and my friends have a lot, but there's two in particular. And one, I think she might be listening right now. She is someone that's involved in the law enforcement area. And if I ever have an issue, she makes sure that I'm able to talk to an officer or something like that. And I really appreciate that. I haven't had many incidents, but on one in particular, I really needed someone and she helped me. And I was really appreciative for that. The second one is someone who is involved in the alcohol business. And I always get perks from him. He's so nice. And specifically, it's White Claw. And Steph, I brought Steph a perk from him. He gets all this cool White Claw merchandise. And I saw him over the weekend. He's like, "Hey, do you want a beanie?" And it has a White Claw logo on it. I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes!" And then he's like, "Why don't you take one for Steph?" I'm like, "Yes, thank you." Like, that's a nice little perk. He gives me that stuff all the time: T-shirts, hats, White Claw itself.
For my birthday. Remember on my birthday show, you guys got me like 2 cases of White Claw. And you're like, "That's my friend from White Claw. Make sure to thank him." I'm like, every time I see him, I'm like, my man.
he's so giving with that stuff, and it's really cool. So those are two of my friend perks. Do you have any stuff on perks?
I feel like I was the friend that was not taken advantage of, but I was definitely being hit up. I've mentioned that my dad is a psychic and he was learning in the ropes when I was in high school. So he would learn tarot card reads and stuff like that. And while he was training, he would give my friends free readings. And I'm telling you, hours on hours, my friends used to be at my house getting free tarot card readings from my dad.
Oh, that would be tempting to just be like, "Hey, if you want to practice, I'm available."
Our friend perk list is not bad. Restaurant perk, cop perk, alcohol perk, and psychic perk. That's an impressive friend list we have right there.
Do you think you're a perk to anyone else?
I think I get buddies asking for. Well, a lot of my friends know that I don't have access to tickets anymore. Not that I ever did, but there's a couple friends that just, one in particular, always asks, for whatever we're giving away. Hey, you have any extra Disney tickets? I'm like, no. Hey, Imagine Dragons concert this weekend. Any extra tickets? And sometimes I'll check if there's extra tickets floating around, but that's not how it works. But he always reaches out to me. And it's not for the little things that might be attainable. It's always like the big stuff. Disneyland, dude, you have any extras? I'm like, no.
I have a couple of friends who will ask, but they're usually the ones that I hear from when they don't want something. It's the ones that you never hear from until they want something that gets frustrating. But if I can get something, yeah, I'll get it. But just make sure you reach out on just a random day just to say hi, and not just when you want something.
Build it up a couple of weeks. Check in today, check in next week, and then the third week you ask for what you want for. Coming up next in the dirt, it's a hectic and crazy day for Prince Harry, and this has nothing to do with the release of his new memoir. Details in about 10 minutes.
On your radio?
I love it.
On your phone?
I can just pull it up anywhere that I'm at.
On your smart speaker.
Did you guys know that shave and a haircut thing, that knock has a name? I did not know that. I don't remember that from Roger Rabbit. If you don't know, it's shave and a hair. Oh, shoot. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Never heard of that. Jan, you're the foodie friend. I'm excited for Try It Tuesday.
Me too. I'm kind of nervous because the limited stuff.
Because of the what?
Because it's limited time and it's not on their website anymore.
Oh, but you talked to a manager, right?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I'm not too worried. It's just the fact that, like, why is it no longer on their website?
That is weird.
Are you worried about getting it?
Because it was no longer on their website. But I did talk to a manager and they said, yeah, we have them. So I shouldn't be too worried. But it was on their menu on Friday.
But not now.
But not now. So I'll probably leave like, I don't know, 7:45. How long does it take to get there?
Let's see here.
Oh, it's only like a 5-minute drive.
Yeah, it's not far.
Okay.
Kelly, which Kelly, Jan? Kelly Porter on here? If so, that's cool. Did you make them? They're so good.
When does Sophie go back to school?
Not till the end of the month.
That's an
Yeah.
awesome break.
Yeah, it's a long one.
It is long.
Some of the girls are going back a little early because rush is starting. So if you're
Oh.
rushing, you go back, but she's not going to rush.
Didn't she still the same roommates carry over, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yay, Kelly. I'm glad they liked them. That's awesome. They're just the easiest thing to make. It's like I've never made anything easier.
Was it meatballs?
Yeah.
Here's an odd question. Do you have a favorite brand of sheets?
Sheets?
Sheets.
I don't, not particularly. I like a higher thread count, but I don't really know the brands. I just look for the thread count.
What's considered like a high thread count in sheets? 3,
Um,
5,
I think over 5, but I
over
think
5.
8 is closer to what I like.
It was over Christmas break and got into bed and slid my foot down. I found I needed to trim my toenails, and I just hear this like, oh.
I think if you really want nice ones, you shoot for like 1500 thread count.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, there's like really that's like I think Egyptian cotton type.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So what I do
But
is
I think we have 1000 thread count.
1,000
I
thread
don't-
count.
Yeah.
So it's my task is to find sheets this week.
Oh wait, hold on.
And since the rip was on my side, every time I washed the sheets, I would make the bed. So the rip was still on my side, but I messed up this weekend. And so Laura gets in the bed and she's like, hey, our sheets are ripped. I'm like, that was from me.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Because it's like a pillow. There's so many different kinds out there.
I like to feel them. If they feel soft, then I like them.
Yeah.
Can you hear in our studios when like we're not talking? Can you listen in our studios?
Mm.
You can't press a
Like-
button and hear?
Right now?
No, like when we're not on the air, like
Oh,
not listen.
Well, can you hear me?
Sometimes, not by pressing a button, but like sometimes if you're talking loud enough, I can hear.
Oh, At least not that I know of.
with my wife. Tells you nothing. What?
Hi, Raquel. Good morning. Hi, Jocelyn.
It's time for the Daily Dirt on Big 94.1.
All of the Christmas songs are out of the top 10, and here is our new number one here. Well, number one again, it is this song right here. Taylor Swift's Anti-Hero is back at the top of the charts, and this gives the song a 7th total week on top of the charts. Taylor now ties to her longest run at number one, which was first set by Blank Space back in 2014.
She's still on fire, and like so many other singles are starting to be released from the album, so it'll be interesting to see where those kind of fall. I mean, I know a lot of them are already in the Hot 100, but if they creep into the top 10.
Are there rumblings of the record label pushing a new song from her?
Yeah, Lavender Haze is one that's being pushed right now. Not pushed, but that's one that a lot of stations are starting to play more and more of.
Here is the number 2 song in the country. And number 3 is Kill Bill.
Don't sleep on SZA. This is such a good album. Oh my gosh, it's probably one of my favorites of the new year. It's so good.
It's the number 1 album in the country for like 4 weeks in a row now.
Oh, it's so good.
So it's going to be a crazy week for Prince Harry, and not just because his new book, Spare, is out today. The town of Montecito, California, is under an evacuation order due to massive rain and flooding. Their residents include Prince Harry and his wife, Meghan, along with Oprah, Rob Lowe, Adam Levine, Gwyneth Paltrow, and George Lucas. So Ellen and Portia de Rossi, they live there as well. But Ellen says their home is on higher ground, so they've been ordered to shelter in place. But on Monday, Ellen posted a video of how the flooding was affecting a creek near her house and noted that it was the 5-year anniversary of a mudslide that killed 23 people and destroyed more than 100 homes.
Man, yeah, that's not a great anniversary to remember. That's I hope everything's okay. Just so much rain on the West Coast.
And we're starting to feel that today too.
Yeah.
Tonight we should get some more rain. Well, Prince Harry's Tell Our Memoir Spare, it hit bookstores late last night in the UK, and it drops in the US today. It's out today. The UK fans lined up late into the night, and bookstores stayed open past midnight to meet the demand for the memoir, which is 417 pages long. Also available today is the audio book version, which is narrated by Prince Harry himself. So here is a clip of Prince Harry from his new book that is out today.
When my wife and I fled this place in fear for our sanity and physical safety, I wasn't sure when I'd ever come back. That was January 2020. Now, 15 months later, here I was, days after waking to 32 missed calls and then one short, heart-racing talk with Granny.
I want to give you the audio book game. I'm going to play the audio from a celebrity memoir, and you tell me what celebrity it is, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so that was obviously Prince Harry. Here is the second one right here.
By this point, I knew more about drug addiction and alcoholism than any of the coaches.
Matthew Perry.
Yes. Yes.
You can just tell on him.
All right, here is the third celebrity.
I hope that 2021 starts to look materially different from 2020. I hope you're hearing this in a world where you're planning a big family Thanksgiving or out in a restaurant surrounded by people and breathing safely. But if you're not, I'll be wherever you are.
Kristen Bell?
Alyssa Milano.
Oh, I never would have got that.
All right, let's do this guy right here.
Ensemble TV series and a very cool Coppola film, but this was something else. I was in virtually every frame of this thing, and the response was extraordinary. Daniel LaRusso was being lifted to heroic proportions, and it was like nothing
I
else.
almost said Leonardo DiCaprio, and then he said Daniel LaRusso, and I was like, oh, Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio. I'll give you one more before we wrap up the dirt here. Do you want a male or female?
Female.
Female, okay. Let's see here. Pull this down.
Nearly died of politeness. 2 others are my parents, as you'll see. This dangerous politeness was bequeathed to me early on. I was conditioned to think that I mustn't ask for things, must never put anyone out. So trained to be insanely polite that I learned to have no needs at all. Even if someone was handing me an already poured glass of ice water, I was to say, no, thank you, I'm not thirsty.
I
Because
have
otherwise,
no idea.
well, imagine what might happen.
This is a hard one.
I could conceivably
Candace
become the
Bergen?
person who.
Oh, it's a good
every time
guess.
she showed up,
No, though.
needed a freshly poured glass of.
Gina Davis.
Oh, I never would have got that.
That's a hard one.
I started my book over our winter holiday break.
Did you really?
I did.
Oh, that makes me happy.
I
Okay.
started it.
What'd you do? Did you follow an outline or tell us more about the process?
I have an outline and I have the beginning. I have the potential title. I'm going between 2 titles. But I have like the opening
Mhm.
of it and then I have the outline. But my problem is this. Am I going to make this fiction or nonfiction? Because they can be both. It can be both. I can change it up a little and make it fiction, or I could keep it more true. I think I'm going to go with fiction. I really think fiction would be the best way to go with it. That way I can be creative with it. But yeah, I started it over the break.
I think a book from you would be awesome. I really do. Are you talking about just your life experiences, your time in radio?
It's like it's hard to say. It's kind of like a specific chunk of time. But again, if I'm going to go fiction, I'm going to get creative with it and maybe make it something that could be more like I'm trying to find another word other than creative. This doesn't bode well for me as
I think this is awesome. This would be kind of like self-help, or because I really do. I mean, you're so talented and you have so many words of wisdom that you have, and I admire your mindset. But you also have great experiences in radio too, and interactions with celebrities and behind the scenes stuff. So I think it'd be a great read.
I think radio might be like the background of it, but it wouldn't necessarily be like about radio. It would be like kind of interwoven. But yeah, I kind of hit a wall in the last couple of weeks, and I said I'm just going to walk away from it for now because I just was confused by what I was trying to do. But yeah, I started it over break.
That makes me happy.
Yeah.
That does. Now, if you did fiction, though, how would you obviously change the names of people involved? But would you change, like, for example, if you're using, going to BTS and seeing their concerts, would you change the band's name, or still like, oh, I saw Mary Sue went and saw BTS? Or would you be like, Mary Sue saw,
Well, I mean,
KBT?
I don't think that's going to be a major part of my of the story about BTS as much as I love
example.
it. I would keep regular stuff regular. Yeah. It would just be like a little bit of a change with names and certain situations. I'm sure I would change a little bit, but I think it'll be pretty good. I love my title for what it is.
You want to share the title?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not.
And that's good though. So sometimes, those creative juices are flowing, and when it is, that's when you start writing. And then when you hit that roadblock, you step away from like you're doing right now.
Yeah, I had some time over the break, obviously. And so one day I just sat down and I was like, I'm going to start this. And I showed it to Sophie because I really respect her writing. She's an excellent writer. And I said, this is the beginning. What do you think? She's like, wow. I want to keep reading. I was like, oh, good. That's a good sign. Okay. And then I hit a block wall and now I don't know what to do.
You'll come back to it. You'll get it. That's awesome. So Mercedes has a book deal in the works.
Yeah, not really.
Those tickets to go see the Chicks 1 hour from right now.
That's cool.
Thanks. I'm not very far on it, but
You started though, which is
Yeah.
probably like the hump that you needed to just do.
yeah, I need to work more on the outline. And to answer your question, Kelly, I didn't get an outline. I just made it myself. I just kind of stuff I want to touch on or make a big deal about. So
The fact that you just started it, 'cause, you mentioned before in the past about trying to do something like that. The fact that you started is huge.
yeah, I just I got my little folder of it here on my desktop and I just opened it just because, like I said, I walked away from it and I was like, oh yeah, now I have some ideas. So it's true. Just stepping away from it can give you more ideas.
When you have writer's block.
Yeah.
I like it.
Do you have a backup, like in case it's like, do you have it backed up like on another?
No, I
Wow.
don't. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, wow, I'm looking literally at the only copy so far, and it's not a ton. And I'm sure if I had to rewrite it, I'd be fine. But yeah, I should probably do that.
Well, how many
Yeah.
pages do you have?
Not many, like 3.
What are those comments? Look, well, I'm sorry, but who just jumped in on the comments there? Who's that follower?
We got bots in the comments.
got
Oh
bots.
God,
We made it.
Can
get
I
out of here,
delete them?
bots.
I'm gonna block this user.
Hi, sex find info.
Oh my gosh,
You could block users, or you could put users in timeout. I blocked them.
good. Word to the rest of you: don't make us block you. No, just kidding.
We can block you. But
We
back to
can
the book.
block
How many? Do you have a bunch of pages done, or?
Like 3 or 4, but it's really the outline I'm kind of working on right
Yeah.
now.
That's awesome.
We'll see where it goes.
It's not a bad thing to start your year with something like that.
Are we gonna come out of traffic here?
Yeah, sorry. I think like we're.
No,
at
that's
time.
okay. I didn't.
Yeah, we'll come out of traffic with whatever we want to do.
You could ask your Gen Zer question, Steph.
Okay.
Maybe some Gen Zers will be on their way to school with their parents.
This comes off of my nephew's 21st birthday, so I'll start with that.
What cracks me up is how Gen Zers talk. Brooklyn cracks me up with how she says things. I'm like, it's just so funny.
It's Mercedes in the morning, Mix 94.1 free ride traffic.
I'm John Barr, and here's the latest conditions from the Findlay Toyota Traffic Center.
Trouble on 95 South in the downtown area with a pair of crashes, one at Las Vegas Boulevard, one at Eastern, and both are blocking left lanes. Heavy on the 15 North Collector Distributor Road approaching the Southern Beltway split, where a crash involving an overturned truck still has the ramp to the eastbound Southern Beltway blocked off. Crash on the connector ramp from 15 South to 95 is off to the right, with delays for those staying on 15 South on and off from Charleston down to Flamingo. Injury accident, Sahara at Jones, Flamingo at Buffalo. Mitch Kelly with your time saver traffic.
Let's get back to more Mercedes in the morning. I like to listen in the morning and while I'm driving to work on Mix 94.1.
If you're a Gen Z member, Steph needs your help. She's perplexed by something that you do, and maybe you don't want to give away your secrets, but Steph, go ahead and ask. What's your question?
So my question is, and my nephew, he just turned 21 and he's posting on Instagram. Everyone's on his Instagram story. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've been to his Instagram profile. So go to his Instagram profile. It says 3 posts. There used to be way more than this. I know for a fact. So I'm going to my other niece, and I said, okay, I'm going to go to my niece Vivian, who same age, 21, no posts on her profile. I'm like, wait, no, there used to be pictures on here because I would like them. So then I'm going through all my nieces and nephews, and it's like no posts on their profile to maybe 3 max. So now I'm like, is this the cool thing to do now? Is like archive all your photos and just have a bio in your profile picture on your Instagram? Because if so, should I hop on this?
Should I be like Gen Z?
Should I archive my 800 posts?
Wait, so they post and then delete is what they're
No,
doing?
they archive. Like back in the day, they would post all these pictures, but now they're more self-aware and they're going back and they're archiving all their photos, so they only have like 3 or 4 photos on their profile.
Like me, for example, if I were to do that, I have 1,178 posts. Imagine being a Gen Z and be like, okay, I'm starting all over. Archive, where it just looks like my Instagram profile has nothing but the top.
I just out of curiosity, I went to look at my kids' profiles to see, and one has only 4 pictures now, and the other has 10.
No,
I know they used to have way more, so they have done that. So it most certainly has to be a Gen Z thing.
I'm looking up. What age is Gen Z? What's the cap?
I think Gen Z is like up to 22. Like Gen Z age. Let's see here. The age range is between 8 and 23 years old.
Okay, my buddy's kid is Gen Z. Well, my niece falls into Gen Z, and she's only got 31 pictures. I know she's definitely had a lot more than that, but that's still a lot compared to what you guys are talking about. But my buddy's kid, who's Gen Z, he's in there, and I've seen him post pictures before, but I now he's pulled up his account, 0 post.
See,
0 posts.
That must be a thing.
Wow,
that they're
okay.
taking it away. What is, if you're Gen Z, let us know. 702-364-9400. What's the reasoning behind that? It cracks me up because both of my kids, Gen Z, and they have like their own language. And I think every generation kind of has their slang and their words that are popular. But it's embarrassing because when you're around them so much, then you start picking up on some of those words. So I'll say them. And the other day, my daughter did something, and I go, "Oh, slay!" And she's like, "What did you just say?" I'm like, "Stop using that word because I'll say slay now because of her." It's so annoying.
Is it Gen Z thing too? Is to just cut off words and not do a full word and just shorten it for some reason?
Like what?
Like instead of suspect, you're sus.
Oh, sus, yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the other things she says. Say less, like if you're like, hey, Mercedes, why don't you I don't know, you look really good today, say less. Like, stuff like that.
What does say less mean? As far as like you look good, or
it's like a shortened version of say no more. Say less. You know what I mean?
What about mid?
Oh, that was, they use mid. Oh,
so mid.
Time. She was like, hey, they were talking to each other. I totally overheard this. The crumble cookies new menu just came out. Oh, how is it? It's mid.
Like middle of the road?
So.
Like average of the
it's mid. It's mid week. I was dead. I was laughing. My daughter has one of those signs in her rooms where you can change out the letters and put little like things that like one of those glowing signs. And right now it says live, laugh, slay.
I love it.
I'm like, this is the best. I love
That's
it.
the new motto.
I'm so I don't know. They're hilarious, but a lot of them, I think their go-to is not Instagram. It's definitely Snap. They're on Snap more than.
What about
anything.
Be Real?
They're on there, but I don't think it's a priority. I think just it's all about Snap because not very many adults go on Snap, and I think that's why they like it.
Do your daughters, do you think they have Insta accounts, fake Instagram accounts, or do you think they're on the up and up?
They have multiple, but they don't have any fake. Just because I look, I have their passcodes to their phone, so I know. But yeah, they have like multiple ones. And sometimes people message me like, "Is this your daughter? I think someone made a fake account." I'm like, "No, that's just another one of her accounts." She's got a couple of them.
Now, next hour, a lot going on here. It's Tuesdays. We got Try It Tuesday. That'll happen right around 8:15. And then right after that, we announced it on Monday. The Chicks, Zappos Theater, Planet Hollywood in May. Tickets on sale Friday, but we have win them before you can buy them. Tickets at $8.25 when you win heads up. And up next is the Hot 3. What do you got for us?
Mega Millions jackpot up for grabs tonight. Wait until you hear how big it is. That is on the way. Also, what are the top turnoffs that we would dump someone over? Gen Z calls them the icks. We'll talk about the icks coming up. And a mom tracked down her kid in a video game, all to do a certain chore. We'll tell you all about it coming up next in the Hot 3.
Are your nieces and nephews on Instagram?
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah. I talked my niece. She's 20. She'll be 22 in August. She posts this. She's a very beautiful girl, but she posts like sassy photos.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't.
Do you mute her posts?
No, I don't like comment. I just kind of swipe past them.
Like, oh, your face. Oh, whoa.
Hop on my phone. And I'm like, who's that? I'm like, oh my god, that's my niece.
Ah!
Like, why is that on my phone? Because I don't follow many girls that are in bikinis and stuff, and I don't follow any girls outside my niece that poses in bikini. So I'll pop it open and be like, that's my niece.
Oh god, that's the worst when it's the first photo that comes up.
Yeah, and people say like, who's that? I'm like, that's my niece. Normally they're nice pictures.
Please stop.
She's being sassy.
Oh
And then
my-
the one that's younger than her, who's 15, doesn't post hardly ever.
Yeah.
That's a trip when your nieces and nephews start turning 21 and stuff.
So yeah, he turned 21 on Sunday and he now lives on his own in San Diego. And I'm like, this is weird. This is just crazy. And so he's like telling me or asking me, what are some good bars and stuff to go to? I'm like, oh my God, this is weird. I'm like, where do you want to go? There's many places. But I don't know if it's like that here, which it probably is, because they're probably more strict on the rules when you turn 21, is sometimes they won't let you into bars or clubs at midnight when it turns your birthday at midnight, because some people, like, I guess, are so strict on the rules, they have to wait a full day to finally get into the clubs and bars.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I did that when it turned midnight. I went across the street and bought beer, and they carded me. I'm like, 2 minutes into my 21st, but clubs don't let you in until the next night.
Yeah, so it has to be
Really?
a whole full day. When I was 21, and I don't know if it was here or if it was in San Diego. So I did warn him. I'm like, hey, just a heads up. I don't know if they're gonna let you in at midnight because his birthday's on a Sunday. Normally goes on a Sunday night, so he's trying to go out Saturday night.
Yeah.
So he went out to PB. He didn't tell me where he went, but I sent him all the options. He didn't go to any of my suggestions.
Really?
He's like, oh, those sound lame. Probably didn't say that to me, but but he never
where are we
went.
going? My aunt gave me a list of bars.
Your aunt? Oh,
Your
sounds like
aunt?
she's like in her 60s.
Who wants to go with their aunt parties?
Back in my day, it was this place. Oh, it's closed down.
Like mine, when I remember my one niece, Sophie is her name as well. She's 15 now, and I remember like in my mind it was a couple of visits ago. She was telling me about a friend of hers that has brittle bones, and she's very she has to be cautious, and she couldn't do a bunch of things. And there's her friend like Sally who has brittle bones, and she was telling me about her. And so over Christmas break, I'm like, "Hey, how's your friend with the brittle bones?" And she's like, "What?" I'm like, "You had that friend that had the brittle bones. You're telling me about him last time I hear it." She's like, "That was in second grade." I'm like, "Holy cow! I've been going for a long time."
That was in second grade, which was how long ago?
She's 15 now, so what,
Like 8.
8 some years ago. Yeah, she's like, "I don't know." She was second grade. She left. I'm like,
I haven't talked to her since then.
I want to know how Brittle Bones is doing.
Oh, Kelly, no, I'm 11 years older than my nephew. I know we're like very close in age, but he doesn't even call me Aunt or Thea. He calls me, "What's up, Steffi?"
Aw.
That's how close because he's literally like my little brother.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really. I didn't really like raise him to be like, "You can't do this, you can't do that." You know?
Yeah.
I was more like, "Hey, let's go to SeaWorld together," like a big sister. So
They,
yeah.
they don't call you Aunt Steph?
No, they don't. None of my nieces or nephews call me Aunt or Thea. They call me Steffi. That's my family name is Steffi.
My my sister's kids call me Uncle JC.
Okay.
And then same with my brother's kids too. I just now think about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was just such a young aunt. They
Yeah.
didn't see me as an aunt.
Yeah.
And my brothers are 10 years older and 14 years older. So the age gaps between all of our families are really big.
They call them uncle.
Yeah. They call them Theo Manuel and Theo Adrian. Mm-hmm. Except me. I'm the hip aunt. Oh no, I'm kidding.
They just won't go to your suggestions when it comes to bars.
except that.
What did we do at 6:30?
We did the haircut etiquette.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Should probably head out.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave my thing up if you want to end it. If not, I'll just come back and I'll end it.
Okay. Sounds good. Stephanie Zanoni. I remember. I love Grease too. It's going well. Thank you, Kelly. It's a good day. Cool rider. Cool rider.
Grease too?
Mm-hmm. The best. All due respect to the original Grease, but
There was
I
never
prefer
Grease. There was never Grease 3, was there?
not that I know of, but there could be. Oh. A $2 Mega Millions ticket could add over $1 billion to your bank account when the numbers are drawn tonight in what is the third largest jackpot in the game's history. The top prize for tonight's drawing is going to be at least $1.1 billion. There have been over 20 drawings since someone last won the Mega Millions jackpot on October 14th. The largest prize in the game's history was more than $1.5 billion in 2018. Meanwhile, the store that sells the winning ticket will get a nice bonus of up to $1 million.
Are you getting any tickets?
I'm not. I don't know. My husband may make a trip out there. He'll do that from time to time. He'll come by and do that. Sometimes my friend that lives in California, he'll get me a couple tickets and send me a picture, and he'll write my name on the ticket. This one's your ticket. This one's my ticket. And so once in a while I get a little treat like that. But yeah, no plans for me to go down. Are you?
Nothing. No, I was down there for the one in October. I was there in Arizona. By the way, last stop, super easy to get to. It's the first place once if you're going 93 south. It's the first place once you get into Arizona. There was a line, but it moved super fast. I know there's always a line out at State Line, but I bought some tickets then and bought some tickets for friends. I think I got some for everyone here at the radio station as well. No winners.
No winners. Well, you can't win if you don't try.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Also this morning, we were just talking about Gen Z and some of the phrases that they use. And if you have a Gen Zer in your life, you probably know the phrase the ick. What do you get the ick from? Things that are like red flags or turn offs. 2/3 of single people say they have dumped someone over a very highly specific turn off. So one thing that turns them from a 10 to a 2, basically, the ick. What do you get an ick from? So some of the things on this list include being a loud talker, double texting where they send a second text because you haven't replied. Well, it's just nice to reply. And believe me, sometimes I forget to reply. So I don't mind the second text, like a reminder. Hey, you never text me back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you're asking a question, you need an answer, sure.
Bad teeth on here.
Oh.
The ick from being too clingy, dirty fingernails, being rude to waiters. But the number one thing that gives people the ick is body odor. 24% of people say they could never date someone who consistently smelled bad.
You want to try to change them? Maybe their bathing habits, or it's just a chronic thing you can't fix.
I think some people like just have a scent to them that doesn't really mesh with your with your sense of smell. And on the opposite end, it's all about the pheromones. Sometimes some people just smell so good to you. And so, I mean, if it's a hygiene thing and you're smelling bad, then definitely may want to revisit that. But I don't know. People just have smells.
Can you pick up on people's smells?
Yes, very. I'm highly sensitive to people's smells.
Do I have a scent?
Yes, you do.
Do I really?
You do.
Is it like from because I wear unscented deodorant? Is it from my lotion? Is it like a fruity? Is it from the hair product or just me in general?
It's just you in general, and it's not bad. It's just I know your scent. It's hard to explain because you don't really wear scented things. I don't really smell scents on you. It's like how do I explain it? Not wood. It's not a bad smell at all. I can't.
But if I'm here and I walk by, someone's wearing a lot of cologne, they're in their office, they walk by, I smell it. But if I walk by, and you step out of your studio, you'll have known that I've walked by your studio.
No. Oh, it's only when I'm close to you that I smell it. Yeah. Like I don't, if you walk by, I'm not going to smell you. You don't have that much of a scent.
What was the movie, Twilight? Remember Edward, the scent?
Yes. Yeah. He automatically can smell.
Yes.
Yeah. My sense is not that high, not that heightened.
Remember his reaction when Bella first walked in? He's like, "Oh,
I'm gonna throw up."
Yes.
Disgusting. Finally this morning, parenting in 2023 is really weird. Here's the latest example. A single mom in Chicago needed her 11-year-old to defrost a lasagna before she got home, and she had to track her down inside a video game to make it happen. The mom's name is Cha-Cha Watson. Her daughter's name is Miracle, or Mira for short. Screenshots from it have been making the rounds online. They like to play games together through Roblox. And it's a platform, if you don't know, where you can play lots of different video games. You can build things. Their avatars are friends, so you can see each other while they're online. When Mira wouldn't answer the phone, her mom got on Roblox and saw she was in a game called Berry Avenue. It's kind of like The Sims. So she popped into the game, sent a direct message telling her to take the lasagna and garlic bread out of the freezer for dinner. And it worked. Mira was driving a car in the game when she got the message, but pulled over to run to the fridge.
Oh, that's great.
Cha-Cha says she posted the screenshots to show people what you have to go through to get your kids' attention these days.
Your kids are upstairs. You call them down for dinner. They're not responding. Have you called them before?
Oh yeah, I mostly text them.
That was my second one.
Call them. Yeah, I just text them like dinner. That's all I write. Dinner.
They don't respond to text message. You send an Instagram message.
No, they'll never check that.
Snapchat.
Maybe.
Here that was the last one, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so 8 o'clock hour. A couple things going on. We've got Try It Tuesday. How do you feel right now about Try It Tuesday?
I actually am looking forward to this. This is something that we briefly mentioned on the show that we decided to try. And I have had variations of this before, but I'm really excited to try this one. What do you think?
I am torn because in its raw form, I'm not a fan of this thing, but I think maybe this is it's a nice spin to it.
Okay.
It's a nice spin to it.
Yeah. I think you guys will be very interested in today's Try It Tuesday.
So that's happening at 8:15. And then right after that, so the Chicks, we announced it on Monday. They are coming to Las Vegas, Zappos Theater, Planet Hollywood. We've got your tickets at 8:25.
Steph went to get our Try It Tuesday, so I think I have to go in her studio and shut this down.
Yeah, if we just log off with it, it'll stop or it'll still be on.
I think it'll still be on hers. So we'll say bye now, and we'll be back for Try Tuesday, and I'm going to go in her studio and turn down. Bye.
Bye.